So not only give mom, we're talking perennials, give mom some perennials. How about if she's nearby, you go plant them for her?
That is a great idea.
There,
I don't know if my mom wants me doing that, but
you know what? After this segment, you will be able to plant for mom.
So when you're talking about perennials, a lot of things have flowers on them, although they're not really flowering yet. It's a little early. So you brought some lovely varieties of different greens, which is so pretty.
These are all things that I picked up at Wagner's Garden Center. And you know, perennials are those plants that come back year after year. So these are the ones that you plant them. You're going to have to maybe cut them back in the fall or the spring, fertilize them, occasionally go in and divide them, which means you're like taking a clump of it, moving it somewhere else in your yard. But they come back year after year. Now this grouping that I put together here are perennials with unique foliages, colors, and textures. You're not necessarily growing these for the flowers. The ones like the peonies, the iris, the daylilies, all of them have fantastic flowers, but then they fade away. These look good all summer because of the leaves and the foliages. And these are what I mix a lot of in my own garden.
I think this is so cool.
But there's different ones for sun and different ones for shade,
Let's start down here. I put together a group of different types of grasses. From the blue grasses, we've got some with yellow and green variegation, some with white variegation. There's native grasses that look so great. And the great thing about these, not only do they look good all summer long, the grasses add incredible winter interest to your yard. You don't cut these back until the spring, so you've got those brown grasses sticking up amongst the snow all winter long.
I'm sorry, so did you say these go in the sun or the shade?
These are all sun down here.
They can handle all full sun.
Then we're moving down to a grouping of coral bells. Now these do get some flowers on them. They'll be in reds, they'll be in pinks, they'll be in white, but look at some of these fantastic foliages on those. Is that just amazing?
That's really cool.
Yeah, so you grow these, you mix these in. They can go shade to sun. They like good, well-drained soil, but all the coral bells, and they're really kind of old-fashioned, but there's so many new varieties that they're coming out. Coral bells are hot right now.
So you could plant these all together in a grouping like this, and then how big are these guys going to get?
These are going to vary from about 24 inches tall, and really when you're planting a perennial, let's say you know that one I just held up with those beautiful leaves, buy 3 to 5 of those and put those in one area in your garden. Do plant in 3s and 5s. You want to create some impact. The worst thing you could do is say buy 3 and put one over there, one 10 feet away from that, one 5 feet from that. Plant them together so when your eye is looking in the garden, you're drawn to that color and it creates that attention.
That's a really good tip.
These are some of the shade ones, right?
These are the shade ones down here. And you know what? Of course, there's hosta. And some people will say hostas are overused. They are used a lot. But you know what? There are so many amazing varieties out there. So definitely don't rule out the hostas. Mix in some ferns with those. I love taking the big, bold hostas and mix in some of those lacy ferns. So again, we're contrasting foliages and textures when we do this. A bleeding heart, fantastic with the lacy colors as well.
Pretty.
And this looks great all summer long. Here's a little blue mouse ears hosta here. Look at how little and delicate that is. It looks like mouse ears.
How big is that one going to get?
That one's probably going to get about 8 to 12 inches tall. So they come in different heights and sizes as well. You know what? When we were talking about sun ones, I forgot to mention this sedum. Sedums are hot right now for container gardening. I've mentioned that a few times, but sedums, you're going to see those for indoors, outdoors. This is a sedum that can grow outside hen and chicks. So plant those outside and they're going to just look really cool. They stay really low.
On container gardening, a couple things you're going to keep in mind this weekend when you're doing this. First of all, what kind of soil are you looking for?
You know what? When you're doing that soil, you got to use potting soil. Do not dig up soil from your garden. You have to use potting soil. You're going to find potting soil with stuff added to it. You might find it with Soil Moist, which retains water. You might find it with Osmocote already added. If your potting soil doesn't have that already in it when you buy it, then add these two to it.
And containers?
And the container, you want to go with about a 10-inch container, 10 inches across. You have to have drainage holes in the bottom and know your conditions, sun or shade.
All right, Larry, thank you so
much.
Thanks,
Larry. Have fun this weekend.
I will.
You can check out Wagner's in Minneapolis and in Hugo, where you can get not only perennials, but also annuals and gardens to go. And Larry brought a great deal.
Yeah, starting at 4 p.m. today, you can buy a $100 gift certificate. For $50, you just click on .com deals on TwinCitiesLive.com. Of course, that's to Wagner's Greenhouse, and we thank them for sponsoring Twin Cities Live. Coming up, we want to send you to New York City. Find out about our big